Donald Trump has been, from my perspective, of course, the target of witch hunts and so-called investigations for the last 6 years. And every one of these was going to be the decisive moment of either his presidency, his political future, all of it, whether it was taxes, the Mueller, the collusion, the impeachments. And Donald Trump still remains a formidable force in the Republican Party, the force in the Republican Party. So, of course, these assumptions of investigations being that there's guilt, the perspective of those of us that believe there was a hoax, the Russia collusion deal, and no one talked about the Mueller report very much anymore. We think this, as the impeachments, only serve to really solidify the Trump base in the Republican Party and energize Republican voters in terms of fairness. So, of course, every one of these episodes needs to play out. I understand that. But this is, back to your point, is I don't see this as anything being news. And ultimately, Donald Trump is not on the ballot in November. It's the Biden agenda that's on the ballot.
He may have solidified the base, Adolfo, but is he facing some kind of legal peril?
Well, anyone who's under investigation is facing legal peril. But again, how many times have we had these types of discussions over the last few years about legal peril of some sort regarding Donald Trump? And it's led to the Stormy Daniels story, to taxes, to whatever you want to use as examples. And none of this has led to anything. I think, though, particularly now, which I think is a critical moment, if you're asking about a potential indictment, if that's where the lead question was leading, is I think Bill Barr hit it very well, where he said to indict a former president, just to make an indictment, would be a very, very grave mistake for the country. And I know the other guests are going to say, well, if there's the law and the rest of it is, Hillary Clinton violated all kinds of laws, according to Mr. Comey. And he said there were clear violations. There was never any indictment, if you go back to his statement in 2016, where he said there was very similar situations of having inappropriate documents in her possession, and it was past the bread, and nobody did anything about it.
Eleanor, Clift, according to some reports, if the former president is convicted of mishandling confidential documents, or classified documents as they're called, that could legally block him from running for president. And there are people who feel that that's what's behind this.
Well, I think there are various attempts to figure out if there's a way to block him from holding public office again. But I don't think that's the purpose behind what the Justice Department is doing. The former president absconded with a lot of documents that belong to the U.S. government. They're not his personal documents, and some of them are highly secret. But we're staring at the word secret as we speak. And there's some implication that the Washington Post reported that one of the documents contains information about the nuclear facilities in another country. Why does the president want to have these documents? He has a long history of profiteering from his various activities. I think there's genuine concern about what he might do with these documents. He's not supposed to have them, and he's defied numerous polite attempts to regain them, and then he defied a subpoena. So I think I will quote former Attorney General William Barr as well, who said that the Justice Department appears close to having enough information, enough evidence to indict him on this particular charge, which other officials have gone to jail for and paid significant fees for disobeying. Has nothing to do with Hillary Clinton's emails. I mean, this is far, far more dangerous. So it is a close call for the Attorney General. I don't know what he's going to do. There are other implications that Donald Trump incited insurrection. So I think he's going to be under the legal microscope. Whether he actually ever will go to jail, I don't know. But in terms of the midterms, the Republicans are frantic because he's out there and he's made himself part of the agenda for the midterms. It's not just a referendum on Joe Biden, it's a referendum on Donald Trump as well. And that's what's hurting the Republicans in a lot of these matchups. In Pennsylvania, the state you're focusing on, is an example of that.